Hello and welcome back to Medium Rare. My name is Rag Reynolds and today we have 3 stories to talk about. But before we get into those, I do want to encourage you to go check out my Twitter, Instagram and Patreon if you want to support this channel, because often my videos do get demonetized. Links as always are in the description down below. So the first story we're talking about today is a little bit of an update to the Hong Kong situation, which is something I spoke about a couple of videos ago, so I do recommend you go check out that video if you don't know what's going on here. But more specifically what we're talking about is Hong Kong and China in relation to this boycott that is now going on surrounding video game company Blizzard. So essentially what's been going on with Blizzard is they've got this professional Hearthstone player. Now Hearthstone is a card game that Blizzard has, and there is an esports league for Hearthstone. And one of the pro players of Hearthstone is a guy named Wei Chung, and he went on a Taiwanese Hearthstone stream where he was wearing a gas mask and goggles. And on this stream he was reported as saying, "Liberate Hong Kong, revolution of our age." And as he was saying this, the presenters of the show who were speaking to him, they kind of hid behind their desks. And as far as why he was wearing a gas mask, well, that was just kind of a nod to the fact that Hong Kong have recently banned masks. Anyway, after this, clips of the stream were taken down from the Taiwanese Hearthstone channel. And then Blizzard came out with a statement saying that they would be removing Wei Chung from the Grand Masters of Hearthstone. They also withheld his prize money and suspended him for 12 months. And as you can imagine, this has not gone over well at all with the general public. We're seeing people all over the internet calling for an absolute complete boycott of all Blizzard games and services. Someone on the Blizzard subreddit even redesigned their logo to look more like a Chinese flag. And many memes surrounding the situation have also spread on social media, as you would expect. As for why Blizzard decided to take this action, well, it seems to stem from a lot of Chinese money and investments that are actually involved in Blizzard. And this also relates to a lot of other situations we've been seeing going on recently surrounding Hong Kong. But essentially China has been pulling their money out of places left and right, and they're using their market power to bully American companies. But yeah, as far as my opinion on this, I'm 100% behind the people who are saying boycott Blizzard and who are fighting for human rights in Hong Kong. I'm 100% behind those people. I think it's horrible that there are companies such as Blizzard who are prioritizing their financial success over the human rights of people working underneath them. I think it's absolutely appalling that we're seeing American companies bow down to China rather than favour human rights. But as always, let me know what your thoughts are on this situation in those comments down below. So our next story is about a YouTuber called Madam. Now, Madam is a channel that had just over 50,000 subscribers not too long ago. And now she gained her popularity and her subscribers quite fast. She rose up the ranks quite quickly, and this was because she made a few videos in succession on Onision, and even got to the point where she said she was going to be suing Onision for copyright abuse. Now, in order to sue him, Madam had set up a crowdfunding project where she started raising money from viewers. However, a lot of people have been criticising her here because it appears that she's never actually filed the lawsuit against Onision, despite claiming that she has. When you file this sort of lawsuit, it does become public record, and people have not been able to find any sort of evidence that this is a public record now. And when asked for it, she has also refused to give any proof that she has actually filed this claim. But that specific instance is not really why we're talking about Madam today. What we're talking about today is Madam and the other scandal that she's been caught up in, and what this pertains to is Madam and her allegedly stealing art from a 15-year-old fan and then allegedly doxing this person. Now, these screenshots I'm about to show you on screen were edited by a Twitter user called Cyan Dreamer, and they've essentially just put in a little $sign to represent the artist, and they've put in an M to represent where Madam is speaking. So Madam had a 15-year-old fan called Slimmers, and they had done some fan art for Madam. So Madam decided to approach Slimmers and ask if she could commission this person, to ask if they had a PayPal account they could use to pay them to do some commissions, so that this person could do some still drawings for her videos, so she could then use these drawings in her thumbnails or in her videos, etc. This artist then told Madam that no, they didn't have a PayPal, but they would be more than happy to do the fan art so long as Madam was to give them credit. So from there, Slimmers made Madam some stills, done the fan art that they said they would make. And Madam then went on to use some of these stills and some of this art in her thumbnails for her videos. But Madam ended up not crediting Slimmers, not in the video or in the description. So obviously Slimmers was quite disappointed, quite frustrated, and they left a comment and also made some posts on their Instagram about how Madam hadn't credited them. But the issue then became Madam didn't just apologise and move on as you would expect her to. Instead, she doubled down on not crediting Slimmers. And on one video, Madam even wrote this in her description: "Thumbnail art, no one since they decided to be unprofessional." And then Madam started ranting about Slimmers all over social media and claiming that Slimmers was harassing her. It eventually got to the point where Madam started asking on her Instagram story if people would like the phone number of her harasser, and that harasser being Slimmers. And then she actually ended up leaking that phone number on her Instagram story. Now, fortunately, it does appear that that phone number wasn't legit. Slimmers claimed in an Instagram comment that the number was from a free calling app, and then taunted Madam, encouraging her to try again. And now the most recent thing to happen here is Madam on the 9th of October uploaded a video titled "Apology for Everything." And this is a 2-hour video in which Madam does not actually apologise. Instead, she spends the 2 hours talking about various different drama subjects quite in depth. And so Madam, a channel who had gained and gone up to 50k quite easily and quite fast, has now fallen back under 50k subscribers. Her videos are also receiving way more dislikes than likes now, and her comments and the general feeling surrounding her is just not a good one at the moment. Many people are very angry with her. Now, as far as my opinion here, I think that Madam's actions are quite horrible, honestly. I think they're terrible actions that she's taken. I mean, I can understand that she wanted Slimmers to maybe DM her instead of going public and telling everyone, "Oh, Madam didn't credit me." I can understand that. But you also have to remember, this is a 15-year-old. It's someone who's not very experienced doing that sort of business. It's someone who doesn't really know what they're doing. And there's that old saying, 2 wrongs don't make a right. Just because Slimmers went out their way and made something public, that doesn't mean you have to continue it. You're not that old yourself, Madam. You're like 19 or something, but you're still older than this other person. You're supposed to be the grown-up here. You're the one with 50k subscribers. So I do think this whole thing definitely doesn't look well for Madam, especially the whole releasing the phone number thing. That was just a really weird thing. I mean, she could argue that, oh, she knew it wasn't a real phone number when she released it, but she was, before she knew it wasn't a real phone number, was saying, "Who wants this harasser's phone number?" So when she at least considered the idea in the first place, she was considering leaking a 15-year-old's private phone number. So that's just not good at all. And even with her knowing that it was a fake phone number, it doesn't excuse anything. You're still encouraging someone to go harass or go contact this number that you're giving out. But anyway, I'm someone who's pretty forgiving. I think Madam's young. I think she's done some stupid things. I think she needs to take a break. I think she should take a break, consider everything she's done, come back, make a genuine apology. But only if she does feel that way. Like, if she genuinely doesn't think she's done anything wrong, then that's her problem. I mean, I don't want her to come out and just apologise for the sake of apologising, because that's what people want. I would rather she apologise only if she means it. I mean, we see people all the time, they apologise because they think it's what they need to do, rather than what they want to do. And I think there's a tremendous difference there. So I would rather she actually just stuck to her guns and let everyone keep hating her, rather than apologising if she doesn't actually mean it. But I do think she should take a break, think over things, hopefully come to the right conclusion that her actions were not good. And then I would like to see her apologise and move on from this. As I said, she is young, and I do think there is a chance for her to redeem herself and move on in the future. She's not been doing this for a huge length of time, and she is young and probably still a little bit naive. But anyway, that's just my thoughts on this situation. I would love to know what you think about all of this in those comments down below. And now the third and final story we're talking about today is Mr. Beast exposed. That's right, that is something I never thought I'd be talking about. Now, this story came out earlier in the week. I mean, I was shocked when I read this headline. Mr. Beast exposed? Like, what? Someone's actually speaking out against Mr. Beast. And Mr. Beast is known as being like one of the nicest guys on this platform. Everyone loves Mr. Beast. I've never heard anyone say anything negative about Mr. Beast. But now I have. And now you're going to as well. So a former editor of Mr. Beast, known as Turner, posted some tweets on Twitter detailing some of his frustrations about his time working for Mr. Beast as his editor. I'm not going to make a video about my time editing for Mr. Beast, but I will say that was the most mentally draining time of my life. I was yelled at, bullied, called mentally retarded and replaceable by Mr. Beast every day, being in tears and having mental breakdowns day after day. Is difficult, and after a while became too much. After every editing mistake I made, I was made to feel like an absolute idiot, even if the content wasn't real. No credit was given unless a video I got edited got credited to someone else. Editors were told if we ever leave the team we shouldn't be set up for success after, so no credit will be given. Ideas would be taken, people would just be baited into the team, and I would be screamed at and then just told I misinterpreted what I heard by his impossible-to-please momager. We would be forced to re-sign NDAs and then told these were our glory days. So that's a summary of almost every day on the team. That's what it's like to work for Mr. Beast, and that's why I don't work there now. Thanks for tuning in. Now, a lot of people had been very skeptical of these tweets and of the claims that Turner was making, because after Turner actually left Mr. Beast, after he stopped being employed by him, he actually made a video, and in this video he had a lot of nice things to say about Mr. Beast. He spoke a lot about how Mr. Beast had actually helped him a lot when he left. We found out that Mr. Beast actually gave him $10,000 and helped set him up with another job after he stopped working for Mr. Beast. He also paid for Turner's rent for as long as Turner needed until Turner got back on his feet. Some people have also pointed out a tweet from when a former Mr. Beast editor, another one, had spoken out about Mr. Beast. This guy known as Fly Does YouTube spoke out against Mr. Beast, and Turner actually tweeted a response defending Mr. Beast. So at first, most people didn't seem to be believing anything that Turner had to say. However, just the other day, Turner ended up being part of Kavos' new 50-minute video in which he did an interview with Kavos. And in this interview, Kavos asked him a lot of questions, he gave a bit more of an explanation to some of the things he was saying on Twitter, and then after this Kavos video came out, Turner posted his own video, over 20 minutes long on his channel, detailing his entire side of the story, and also showing as much proof as he possibly could. Now, he does say in the video that obviously he can't prove that Mr. Beast said to him X, Y, or Z. He can't prove 100% that Mr. Beast did say certain things to him because he wasn't walking into work holding his phone recording conversations or anything like that. But Turner does try to use many examples of run-ins that he's had with both Mr. Beast and also with Mr. Beast's mother, who is also his manager, hence why he calls her the momager. One such example was an example where Turner spoke about he was editing a video for Mr. Beast. It was a compilation which showed Mr. Beast giving away a total of $500,000, and now this video included clips from all of the previous Mr. Beast videos where he had handed out money to people. However, Turner claims that he told Mr. Beast that he hadn't actually given away 500 grand, and that it only came to that total when you went by the titles of the videos, which were in part clickbait. Turner uses as an example, he says that if someone gives away 7 grand, they would title the video giving away 10 grand. And so Turner says that the true total actually only came to around 410,000, whereas Mr. Beast was convinced it came to 500,000. So Turner claims Mr. Beast would dismiss him when he told him this and told him to edit it anyway, so Turner complied, he edited the video, but then showed Mr. Beast, and Mr. Beast said, well, you must have done something wrong, and made him start again because it didn't come to the 500,000. Turner claims this happened time after time, and at times Mr. Beast would even delete the project file that Turner was working on. Turner then claims that there was one time where he got so frustrated that he ended up taking a walk to go speak to his friend and he was venting about it. However, Mr. Beast overheard him venting and came in and started yelling at him, calling him all sorts of names and insulting his intelligence, and then demanding he get back into the other room and keep editing. Turner claims that when he brought his complaints and his concerns to the manager, who is Mr. Beast's mum, that she said that doesn't sound like him and you must have misheard him, essentially just dismissing everything that Turner had to say. As far as his tweets and videos in the past where he had defended Mr. Beast, Turner claims that in the past he was just clout chasing and trying to be on Mr. Beast's good side. He also says that when Fly Does YouTube left Mr. Beast and tried to speak out in a similar way to what he is now, Fly ended up getting blacklisted from the entire editing community on YouTube. Mr. Beast and his team made sure that he would not be taken seriously, he would not be hired by other people for editing jobs. So Turner didn't want to end up the same way. And then we actually get some evidence of some stuff here because Turner supplies some screenshots from his private Twitter account that date back to mid-2018. And in these tweets he is seemingly expressing his frustration with Mr. Beast and his editing job. And for a lot of people, those tweets were enough to say that Turner was at least being partly truthful about what he had to say. As far as what I think, I mean, I'm a fan of Mr. Beast. I'm sure anyone who watches Mr. Beast content probably likes Mr. Beast. He's a likeable guy. But as far as what I think about this actual story, I'm actually inclined to believe Turner. I wasn't at first. I was a bit conflicted, but I believe a lot of what Turner has to say. Now, I'm not saying I believe everything he has to say. I'm sure he's maybe exaggerating some of it. I'm sure that maybe there has been 1 or 2 instances where he's had run-ins with Mr. Beast, and then he's gone on to say every day was like that. It could be something like that. But I do believe, for example, he has these private screenshots from his Twitter, I believe that these are certainly alluding to something. And I don't think it's likely that he has somehow thought about all of this and fabricated it a year ago and waited for this moment to then come out and say this stuff. So I do believe at least that much of what's going on. However, you also have to remember, MrBeast hasn't actually given any official statement yet. He spoke to Keemstar apparently, and Keemstar said on Drama Alert that he had spoken to MrBeast, but there wasn't even really any official statement that was properly given that gives us any new information here. MrBeast hasn't really denied any of this. And I would like to say that even though I do believe a lot of what Turner has to say, that doesn't necessarily mean that I then think MrBeast's a bad guy. Maybe he's just not the best guy to work for. I mean, a lot of people are different. I mean, bosses are often not well liked by their employees. There are often times where you might get on with someone absolutely great. It could be your best friend outside of work, but then actually in work you just don't get on or think they're a bit of an asshole. So I think there are a lot of possibilities here, and it certainly doesn't really change my opinion of MrBeast, even if it is all true. I will still continue to watch MrBeast videos, and I will still continue to be a fan of MrBeast, but that's just my opinion, so please let me know what you think in those comments down below. And that's where I'm going to end today's video, so make sure to tell me what you think about any and all of the stories that we have spoken about today, and until next time, my name is Rag Reynolds, this was Medium Rare, check out the links in the description down below, and until next time, you are welcome, society.